Hey guys, Dr. Matt here. So I wanted to go over the consult process with you guys because you get a lot of information once you arrive and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. So I want to prepare you with what I'm going to tell you so that you can watch it before you get here, take time to absorb it, and then ask questions and be prepared for a meaningful conversation once you arrive. Okay? So here's what it comes to. With the Safe Sleeve, there's 3 main bullet points. Number 1, we drastically reduce in size your gastric volume. A woman holds on average 30 to 50 ounces preoperatively. A guy can hold about 40 to 60 ounces preoperatively. When you go to the Safe Sleeve, you're gonna have roughly a 6-ounce stomach. With time, it'll relax after about a year to about 8 ounces, but the nuts and bolts of it is about a 6-ounce stomach. If you're 6 feet tall or taller, you'll have an 8-ounce stomach to begin with, because again, I affect the width of one stomach, I don't affect the length. So taller people generally have a longer stomach, okay? So number 1, we make a smaller stomach. Number 2, the fundus of the stomach is what kind of communicates with the brain and tells your brain if you're hungry or not and if you're full or not. With the bulk of the fundus removed, one's drive to eat, one's hunger goes down considerably. In a lot of patients, it's removed altogether, but in the vast majority of patients, it's blunted by at least 90%, okay? When you're not that hungry and we're not driven by hunger on an empty stomach, eating and drinking becomes a lot different. The idea here, ideally, is you're not eating and drinking for healthy fuel. You're not eating and drinking because you're hungry and you're trying to satisfy a craving, okay? Third and most important fact is, as a result of weight loss surgery, your body's internal clock that regulates its weight will get reset. Right now, before surgery, you can go on a diet, you can take medications, you can put the lap band or the gastric balloon in, you can aggressively exercise. And while those interventions are in place, the weight will temporarily come off. If you diet forever, you can lose weight and keep it off. The problem is, aggressive tactics to lose weight, barring the surgery, aren't sustainable, okay? You cannot deprive your body of calories and starve yourself indefinitely. The moment the diet stops, the moment the exercise 5 days a week stops, the moment you stop the phentermine, the moment the gastric balloon comes out, or the moment the band no longer works for you, the metabolic set point kicks in and your body is trying to get back the weight. It interprets the weight you've lost as a period of starvation from which it needs to recover. So if you start off at 250 pounds, you go on a 600 calorie restricted diet, you lose 50 pounds over the course of 6 months, you're hungry all day, you're crabby all day. It works, don't get me wrong, keto diets work. The issue is, can you do it indefinitely? And if the answer is no, once you stop, you're back to 250, or you're back up to 255, because the set point's at 250. Now with the surgeries, the gastric sleeve, the gastric bypass, and the duodenal switch, the body's internal set point also gets lowered. In my opinion, everyone can lose weight with enough aggression, but can one lose 100 plus pounds and keep it off without being on a diet indefinitely? And the answer is no, without the surgeries. So the surgeries really shine when it comes to allowing you to lose the weight and most importantly, keep it off. So as let's say you start off at 250 pounds, you get the surgery, as you're losing the weight, so too does the internal clock get reset. As long as you're at your lowest in 12 to 18 months, that's where the body's internal set point gets reset to. It's no longer trying to get all that weight back. It's okay with staying at the new set point. Now, in and of itself, just because it's okay with staying at the new set point does not mean you can't gain weight back. It means your body's not trying to, okay? If you go from 250 to 150, and every day from the moment you hit 150, you're eating a high carbohydrate, high calorie diet, and you're not burning more calories as a result of exercise, guess what? The body is still gonna store excess energy. If you're burning 1,200 calories at baseline, and all of a sudden you're eating nothing but junk food and sweets, you could get 2,000 plus calories in that sleeve. If you're not burning 2,000 plus calories, the body's storing the extra. Weight regain is not by any means inevitable after a sleeve. It's something where you have to keep in mind, there's the weight loss phase of a sleeve, and then there's the weight maintenance phase of a sleeve, okay? The weight loss phase involves reducing carbs, reducing sugars, maximizing protein, eating a healthy green vegetable-based diet, okay? That forces the body into fat burning mode. The human body will always use carbohydrates if given the opportunity. You can eat carbs before surgery, your body will use the carbs for its energy needs. If you eat enough carbs after surgery, your body will use the carbs for its energy needs. The way the surgeries work are, you have a tiny stomach and you have a reduced drive to eat. So the hope is that then it takes very little of the healthy stuff for you to feel full, but your body's not using what you eat for its daily energy requirements. It's using your stored fat reserves for its daily energy requirements. So if you minimize carbs, minimize sugars, the body's forced into fat burning mode, and if you're not eating a high fat diet, the body's burning the stuff you've stored up. That's phase one. Phase one is put the body in fat burning mode, keep it there. Doing so without surgery is very, very difficult because number one, you're not eating that much, and number two, you're not that hungry with the surgery. Okay, without the surgery, you've got an empty stomach and you've got the drive to eat because the fullness is still there. Okay, the surgery is a tool to help you achieve what you want to achieve, but remember, you got to use the tool properly. So, phase one is minimal carbs, minimal sugars, maximize the protein intake, force the body to burn its own fat. Now, phase one for some people could be 3 months. Phase one for some people can be a full year. It depends on what your weight loss needs are. If you have 150, 200 pounds to lose, you're gonna be in phase one for 12 to 18 months. If you've got 100, 150 pounds to lose, 12 months. If you have 100 pounds or less to lose, 6 to 12 months, okay? So phase one is contingent upon you minimizing the carbs and minimizing the sugars. Once you've lost the weight, the body's reset at set point. From that point forward, you're in maintenance mode, which is phase two. Phase two is all about making sure that you don't routinely consume more calories than you're burning, okay? If you're burning 1,200 calories a day, it's very easy to be full on the right stuff and consume no more than 1,200 calories per day. On the other hand, it's very easy to consume far more than 1,200 calories if you're not eating properly. So on average, what I tell people is this. There's two ways to maintain one's new weight. Option one is you make sure you're eating healthy most of the month. It doesn't have to be every day. You don't have to worry about slight reintroduction of carbs because now you can depend on the carbs for your daily energy needs. You're no longer wanting the body to burn its fat reserves because you've lost the fat weight that you wanted. But you mustn't exceed the number of calories you burn all the time. If you're eating well Monday through Friday and you're under the number of calories you're burning, even if you're having stuff that isn't that great for you on the weekends, the average caloric intake in a given month will be the number of calories you're burning. And your body cannot create energy out of thin air, okay? It can only create energy out of excess calories and then it will store them as fat. So option one is you're eating healthy most of the month. Option two is start incorporating some exercise. With exercise, you're burning more calories, you're building muscle, which is more metabolically active, your metabolism is boosted as a result of the exercise itself, so there is more wiggle room when it comes to increasing carbs and sugars because you're burning them off. If your baseline energy expenditure is 1,200 calories and you're burning an extra 300 calories a day in the gym, guess what? You can eat an extra 300 calories without storing them away. 300 extra calories with a sleeve is actually a lot of food. So there are plenty of people who develop a routine exercise regimen and they're kind of eating more carbs and sugars than I'd like, but guess what? They're burning them off and they stay exactly at their goal weight, okay? What you should avoid at all costs is eating a high carbohydrate diet that has many calories and never burning them off with exercise. Those who get back to eating high carb diet and aren't burning any extra off with the exercise are the ones that gain weight back. And I implore patients not to fall into group number 3. It's either you're eating well, you're exercising well, or both. It can't be neither. Okay, guys, so keep this in mind. Well, again, we'll go into this in greater detail when we meet, but suffice it to say, if you watch this video, if you have any questions, make sure you come prepared with the questions because it can be overwhelming when you're here. So we want to make sure that you get the nuts and bolts of this very, very, very fundamental, important concept.